Hi, I'm Kathleen Wynne, Premier of Ontario. You've sent a clear message. You want more convenience when you buy beer. I agree. That's why for the first time you'll be able to buy beer in Ontario grocery stores, up to 450 new locations.
Hi folks, I'm Marissa Semkiw. I'm standing here with Anthony Furey, his second time on The Rebel. We welcome him back, though last time got a little bit heated. We're standing in front of the beer store.
It'll be good this time. We'll agree, it'll be chill, right?
Why?
Rebel props.
That's fine, I guess. Why are we standing in front of the beer store, Furey?
Because crazy beer store antics were just unleashed upon the good folks of Ontario just a couple days ago.
Elaborate.
Premier Kathleen Wynne, she did a press conference where she was standing in front of a backdrop that said more convenience. And I gotta say, I mean, I love that. I love more convenience, I love more freedom, I love more liberty, so I guess that's the direction she was going in, apparently. I don't know, we'll have to look into the details and see if that's accurate.
To be clear, the province is considering liberating the beer store monopoly. Right now, as you know, the beer store is owned by foreign companies, but they have a monopoly in Ontario because the government protects them from other competition. They're going to eliminate that monopoly. You think it's the first maybe good thing the Liberals have ever done, though not so fast. And you say not so fast, why?
Well, first of all, the thing I love about this government monopoly business is if you or I, we owned a couple companies, we got together to do that, we would be thrown in jail. It's illegal. The only reason it's not illegal is because there's a provincial bill saying they can do it and that they're allowed price fixing, which is generally something you get thrown in jail for. It's crazy. But there I am teeing it up saying, oh, it's all about more convenience and freedom and liberty. The devil is in the details. It is only a Liberal government can claim that they're getting the government out of a sector by adding a whole bunch of nitpicky regulations. And Marissa, that's what we're dealing with here right now. She's added a whole bunch of little regulations.
Specifically a tax. And I think that's the thing that most beer consumers will probably be most upset with. There are a couple things. So first is the new beer tax, and they say, it's hilarious, they say it will raise $100 million a year, which is $100 million, by the way, in taxes for beer drinkers. But the way Wynne phrased it yesterday I thought was hilarious, because she says taxpayers will receive an additional $100 million from the sale of beer. What a clever way of saying,
I love
and I'm
that
going to tax
sales.
you more.
I love that so much. This is going to generate $100 million in revenue from you as a tax, which she didn't say. You gotta give her kudos for trying. She always tries to slip it in. You know?
And then there's, of course, a new ombudsman that will oversee all of this process in terms of complaints, so on and so forth. Just another bureaucrat?
Yeah, beer ombudsman. It's so ridiculous. If we just didn't have this massive regulatory regime to begin with, we wouldn't need an ombudsman. In a free market, an ombudsman is just the consumer's voice speaking up.
I guess, the thing for me is, clearly the Ontario Liberals are looking for a way to generate more revenue. Why? Because they're looking at an $11 billion deficit. You've got unemployment above average. You're a have-not province. How else will you generate it but to tax people?
Well, no, exactly. And this is a general tax and spend philosophy. You've seen, I was so disheartened by this. One of the main, I think, sticker sales she wanted to add to this was 450 grocery stores are now going to be able to sell beer. Now, I think that's moving us in the right direction, because any store that sells consumer products should be able to sell whatever product they want that the consumer wants. It's supply and demand economics. They should totally be able to do that. Why 450? Oh, because there's
of the 1,500 grocery stores.
Because there's 450 beer stores. So they got a match. We're going to have tit for tat, one for one, and they're going to be so hyper-regulated. The one I laugh so much about of these nitpicky regulations they're saying 10 LCBOs, 10 liquor stores will now be able to experiment with selling 12-pack beers. Just leave it up to the consumer. Leave it up to the market to decide.
Okay, so which is better in your mind? Status quo or this step forward?
As I write my column coming out Sunday, I say it's like a Paula Abdul song rule.
2 steps forward, take 2 steps back. We come together, 'cause I'm
3 steps forward, 2 steps back. If I do choose the path Wynne has picked over the status quo, because the status quo is so crony capitalist, so oligopoly, so not free market, and this is just a smidgen in the right direction, but it doesn't mean all those nitpicky regulations she's created are good. I don't like those.
All right, Furey. Thanks for joining me.
You know what I'm thinking? We're out here, it's warm, we're in front of a beer store.
Should we get a beer?
Let's go grab a cold one.
Okay.
Bye.